Even as companies like Philip Morris International now generate over 40% of their revenue from smoke-free products, even as British American Tobacco pushes toward 25% non-combustibles, even as major players invest tens of billions in research, comply with regulation, and pivot toward a smoke-free future, they remain cast as villains. Take this example, published in June 2025 in the BMJ. The headline reads, "Tobacco-funded research still appearing in top medical journals." In the piece, BMJ takes aim at leading medical journals for failing to ban studies funded wholly or in part by the tobacco industry. Ruth Malone, professor of social and behavioral sciences at the University of California and former editor-in-chief of BMJ's Tobacco Control Journal, calls for the total disengagement from the industry across institutions, professional bodies, and scientific publications. Quote, "Anyone who understands the history, extent, and nature of the epidemic, and the tobacco industry's strategic efforts to divide the public health community, knows that industry money should be rejected." BMJ then announces an update to its own 2013 tobacco policy. Starting June 2025, not only will it continue to block tobacco-funded research, but it will also exclude any work authored by researchers with personal financial ties to the industry. You see, in a teleological framework, there is no path to redemption. There is only exile. But those in public health and tobacco control who think this way should be cautious, because they too could one day be painted with a scarlet letter. According to renowned medical historian Robert N. Proctor, in his groundbreaking book, The Nazi War on Cancer, many health reforms we now regard as progressive and even socially responsible were first promoted by the Nazis in the years leading up to and including the Second World War. Most shockingly, Nazi scientists were the first to clearly link smoking to lung cancer. Proctor notes that Germany, under Nazi rule, led one of the world's first public health campaigns against smoking, including the earliest known epidemiological studies identifying a connection between smoking and cancer. It was, in his words, the most aggressive anti-smoking campaign in modern history. So should today's public health leaders be demonized or exiled because of what their predecessors did? Of course not. But by that same logic, neither should those working to transform the tobacco industry, moving it away from combustion and toward less harmful smoke-free alternatives. If redemption is offered to one group, it must be offered to all. If not, it's fanaticism. Tobacco control presents itself as a movement for the public good, but too often it behaves like a moral crusade. Nicotine is treated as a sin. Abstinence becomes a virtue. Policies are crafted not just to reduce harm, but to punish, and anyone who interferes, no matter their record, is damned. But this retribution isn't reserved for big tobacco alone. Independent innovators are treated as moral threats too. The U.S. vaping movement began as a grassroots consumer-led rebellion. Thousands of vape shops, thousands of e-liquid brands,